What's good, y'all? Like I said, man, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to break down an album. And people been leaving comments on my shit. I mean, I think one person did and was like he could have did better, but Schoolboy Q with Oxymoron. Everybody thought it was gonna be like Kendrick. It was not like Kendrick album. You know what I'm saying? But he did his thing. I enjoyed it. I listened to it back to back, so I had no problem with it. But you got Schoolboy Q, Oxymoron, Standard Edition, of course. And I heard that if you go out and buy it on Tuesday at Target, it's gonna come with extra bonus tracks or whatever, some exclusive shit. So I'm definitely fucking with Target other than Best Buy. Sometimes they both do it. Sometimes Best Buy have certain bonus tracks and Target have certain bonus tracks. It's just a gimmick in a way of making consumers go to both stores and spend money. Like you buying the same album, but it's like, oh, we got this song or we got this song. So anyway, yeah, let's get into it. As far as features, y'all already know you got J Rock, Kendrick Lamar, 2 Chainz, which surprisingly turned out to be a cool song. BJ the Chicago Kid, Tyler the Creator, Corrupt, uh, Raekwon, and that's basically about it. Let's get into it, man. First track, Gangsta. It starts off with his daughter on there. You know what I'm saying? And basically, she throughout the album. You know what I mean? You could hear like in bits and pieces throughout the album. In the beginning, middle, and the end. And it just basically she like, oh, my daddy's not a rapper. He's a gangster. But gangster to me had a hard beat. You know what I'm saying? His flow is consistent. It was nice. The hook, it was repetitive, gangster, 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 gang. But you know what I mean? It was cool for what it was. His lyrics is dope. You know what I mean? And it had great content. You know what I mean? So what did you expect from him, other than that gangster type shit? You feel me? Uh, Los Awesome or Lost Awesome featuring J Rock. I do love how they ended it with the slowed down, chopped and screwed shit at the end of the song. I thought that was pretty different. But J Rock did his thing on it. You know what I'm saying? This song was nice. Both their flows was on point. Their lyrics, the content, the hook, the beat was cool. You know what I'm saying? Something different. You know what I mean? And I actually like the song. Going into Collard Greens, featuring Kendrick Lamar. It's a catchy song, paired like that. It's not really too much to break down. K. Dot killed it, of course. You know what I mean? The beat, the lyrics, the hook, it all goes together. So, you know what I mean? I never dissed the record. I just never really was a fan of it like that. But it's catchy though, you know what I mean? So you gotta fuck with it. K Dot just murdered it. Moving on to What They Want featuring 2 Chainz. Schoolboy Q flowing on this remind me of ASAP Rocky, because I could have sworn if I didn't know who this nigga was and I just put the shit on like, who is Schoolboy Q, and I'm listening to it, I would have thought that was ASAP Rocky. I'm like, damn, this nigga sound like ASAP or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it kind of had that zany beat. You know what I mean? His flow, like I said, to me, he jacked ASAP. Say what you want, that's just my opinion. The lyrics was cool, you know what I mean? I like the hook. 2 Chainz came and did his thing, you know what I'm saying? He said one line about his dreads or some shit that was crazy. He had a couple one-liners in there that was pretty unique. You know what I'm saying? So I had to say, oh, he wasn't whack. So that shit was pretty cool. Number 5, Hoover Street. I like how the beat switched up after the first verse. You know what I'm saying? It was more of a grittier beat. He also switched up his flows and lyrics, plus the content. That shit was dope, you know what I'm saying? But Hoover Street, dope beat. The first portion, dope beat. Flow was great. Real honest lyrics, storytelling type shit, you know what I mean? And the hook was good. And then it's split in half to the second portion, which I just talked about. So that shit was awesome. Number 6, Studio featuring BJ, the Chicago Kid. Got the R&B content, you know what I'm saying? You can just say it's for the ladies and shit. They can put this on the radio and promote this as a single if they wanted to. You know what I mean? Smooth beat. His flow was on point. You know, the hook was nice. I have to admit, BJ the Chicago Kid is pretty dope, you know what I'm saying, for like a single or whatever. And the lyrics to the song was just great, you know what I mean? And it just one of those songs that's it's mesmerizing at the same time, it's catchy at the same time, it brings you into it's like, wow, like who would have thought he'd make a song like this? You know what I mean? So that was totally different. Moving on to Prescription slash Oxymoron, which is 2 songs in one, so I had to catch that, and I thought that shit was so dope. Prescription, that's basically talking about how he feels, when he on drugs and everything like that. You hear his daughter, you know, throughout that portion of the song and saying certain shit, and the emotions you go through with doing those type of drugs and, how you feel. I mean, not everybody pop pills and goes through shit like that, so you wouldn't understand it. You can listen to it and think, oh, damn, that sounds crazy, but to understand it really, if you've been there and done that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I have, but I mean, who never got hurt and took a Vicodin and watched it here in front? Vicodin, yeah, they give you that type of feeling like you feel good, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of shit like Xannies, Adderall, I never took none of that shit, but I'm just saying. So that's basically what the prescription part was about. And the oxymoron section is basically the bad shit that he was doing, you know what I'm saying, to provide for his daughter. And at the same time, finding a way to get up out doing that. Like if you listen to the hook, it was just like saying, I just stopped selling crack, you know what I'm saying, today. So I thought that shit was definitely crazy, you know what I'm saying? Because if you listen to it, it seems like it's just one song, but it's really not. And he basically doing all that for his daughter. So at the end of the day, you gotta commend him for that. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a good song. It's basically about the oxymoron part is about being in the street, selling drugs and everything like that. And if you listen to his interviews on Hot 97 and Breakfast Club, he basically breaks down the whole album just in an interview without naming the songs. You feel me? So I think definitely, that was a good song. Number 8, The Purge, featuring Tyler the Creator and Raekwon. Oops, my bad. Tyler the Creator and Corrupt. It was just dope all the way through. You know what I'm saying? A hard beat. I think Tyler the Creator, he made that beat. He produced it because it just got his sound to it. You know what I'm saying? Good flows, lyrics. Corrupt killed that shit. I haven't heard Corrupt spit in a minute, and I was definitely glad to see that. You know, Schoolboy Wayne got an OG. You know what I'm saying, from LA, and they got on that record and they killed it. You know what I mean? And The Purge is one of my favorite movies. If y'all haven't seen that, go out and see that shit. Part two, I think, is coming out sometime soon. I think around June, around my birthday, I think, if I'm correct. But The Purge was another good song. Now, I know some of y'all may get mad at this, but I don't give a fuck. It's what I feel. Blind Threats featuring Raekwon, I just thought that song was okay. You know what I mean? I just thought it could have been better. There's not more to say about it. Raekwon is Raekwon, you know what I mean? That's the chef. He did his thing, but I just feel like it was lacking in the production. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, when you get a legend like that, you supposed to like go in and making some legendary shit. So I just feel like that song wasn't the right shit for Raekwon to get on, and they should have did that shit over. Because if you can't get it right in the studio where it's not that shit that's gonna be talked about for months and months on, like you remember that shit that Raekwon was on with ScHoolboy, you know what I mean? Don't even do it like that. I mean, I wouldn't embarrass myself like that. I mean, I'm quite sure Raekwon feel like shit. I murdered my verse. It's cool, but that wasn't the best song for a legend to get on like that, in my opinion. Moving on to number 10, Hell of a Night. I thought that song was okay. Same shit. I mean, the production just seemed like it was lacking. He seemed like it was like a lazy song, you know what I'm saying? And for most of it, I try to understand what he was saying. I got it, but it just, I mean, everything was cool, but it just, the production behind those two songs just didn't go with the 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 image he was trying to portray with the storytelling he was doing on them records. I didn't. The production should have been, a little bit better. Moving on to Break the Bank, that's my shit, man. Y'all know when I give it 3 checks, I fuck with that record, man. That's my shit. That fucking hook is hard. The beat is hard. His flow is hard. Lyrics on point. Like that shit is dope as fuck. Like that's the out of the whole album, I think that's one of my favorite songs. You know what I'm saying? I can't even say I got a top 5 songs on here. You know what I'm saying? But I fuck with that record heavy though. Last track, Man of the Year, definitely fuck with that record too. You know what I mean? If I had to pick 5, it'd be Break the Bank, Man of the Year, Prescription, Oxymoron, What They Want, and Collard Greens. You know what I mean? To pick 5, but Man of the Year, hard beat, cool hook. His flow was dope. The lyrics and the content was all on point. I definitely like that hook though, and it ended in a good way. Of course, his daughter, like I said, and yeah, man, it just was a cool album. It wasn't nothing special because, like I said, I'm not the biggest Schoolboy Q fan, but it wasn't a bad album, you know what I mean, to listen to. It's definitely worth picking up if you want to pick up, you know what I'm saying, to keep the TDE family, support going. But, I gave it a rating. I gave it a 7 out of 10. I fucked with 10 out of 12 records, which is not bad. And production to me was a 7 out of 10, you know what I mean? So I think definitely he did his thing, and he'll get his numbers in. But do I feel like this album will go platinum? at least gold. It's worth going gold though, in my personal opinion. But y'all let me know what y'all think about it. You know, I know y'all was waiting for that shit, so that's my opinion on Schoolboy Q Oxymoron album. And when it come out with the deluxe version, I will review that. You know, not the whole album again, but the extra songs and shit like that. Similar to what I did with Eminem, Marshall Mathers LP2 album. So other than that, it's been good. Had a great day. I see y'all, man. One.